Hello everyone. I have this it's a Chevy 2014 Impala in a rear shock. So here's the new shocks, and here's the part number. It's come with pair, so that means I will have a left and a right. It's a fully assembly, so I don't need to redo the top mount, and we use the boot and the bump stop. So everything's new. Let's put the car on a stand and start working. At the rear subframe. So here's the exhaust, and then here's where I put my my jack and the 2x4. And here I will put my jack stand. It's behind the emergency jack point. And then same thing on another side. So here's where you put the emergency scissor jack, and I put the jack stand behind. Here's that big piece of metal. Oh, and don't forget to chock the wheel, chock the rear, and also chock the front. Same thing on the other side. Chock the rear and then chock the front. Yeah, because you don't know when the car will roll back and forward when you jacking up the car. Just be safety, because the front they don't have emergency brake. Alright, let's take off all the knock nut. If you don't have a power tool, you can loose the knock nut first before you jack up the car. Those are 22mm. I just need to put under the car for extra safety. And here's the old shocks. It's not leaking, but it's out, it's age. This is the OEM. So yeah, let's change it. So it should have, yeah, one big, I believe there's a 21mm bolt on the bottom, and then have about two 18mm behind this plastic thingies. I need to figure out how to remove it to get to the fastener. Alright, so let's remove a pin here, another plastic pin here, and this a plastic 10mm. I use a pick, and then go underneath, and walk back and forth, left and right, and then it came out. Same thing on that one. It's a 10mm, so okay. And now I should be able to I think that's good enough. At least I can see the fastener. Yep, okay. Alright, I'm going to put the jack underneath the rear lower control arm with a piece of 2x4. Just jack up a little bit. So that should loosen up the tension on the bottom bolt of the shock. This one right here, 21mm. So I spray some penetrating oil. So I put a 21mm box wrench on the back of the nut, and then have a 21mm attached to my impact. And it should. Alright. Alright, here's the nut, and here's the bolt. Alright, that's a one-time use, so I will throw this away, get a new one. Alright, it's 18 here. and then another 18 here. Alright, that's the 18 on the right hand side. We can reuse this bolt. Hold the strut. Make sure not like fall down when I take this last bolt out. So they're the same length. So let's do a quick inspection. Make sure like no crazy rust, nothing happened here. Okay, I think it's good. Go check the bottom where the strut go. Make sure like no, they don't have a whole lot of rust build up. Everything seems okay. All right, so that's the old one. That's the new one. They look pretty similar, same length, except this one is pointing upward, this one is pointing sideways, but I believe I can twist it by hand. Okay, that one's just like, yeah, it's movable, which is good. Okay, so I think everything looked the same. So that's where they again to the stopper and have the same one, and then here's like the rough surface, and also a rough surface here, and a rough surface here. On the back should be have a smooth and smooth surface. Okay, well, probably to install just like a reverse the process. Alright, so before I put the new shock back, I want to spray a little bit like some anti-rust. Around where the shock go. Yeah, just want to make this car. Just want to keep this car on the road longer until like the new car price coming down. Now everything's expensive. Alright, so the V-knot like is touching the stud, and then like start the bolt by hand and just like hand tight. And then here's another side. Yep, here's the stud against like a small notch, and then hand tie the bolt by hand. Now I can like align the bottom back to the hole, and that's the new bolt I'm going to use. It's from a GM dealership, a Chevy dealership. So they're the same length, which is good. For the nut, I'm going to reuse it. My new panel with the 4 jack, align all the holes. Align the holes between like the lower knuckle and the lower part of the shock. Like so, I jack up the lower knuckle a little bit by pushing like the lower control arm. So now they seem to line up better. I got it. So that one's snug, and the bottom 21mm snug. So now I want to apply a little bit more force on the lower control arm so I can compress the shock a little bit. Just a little bit more. I torque those like 18mm to 74 foot-pound. Alright, 74. Let's do another one. Alright, 74. Yeah, this 20mm will be tough. It's torque to 110 foot-pound first, and then plus 60 degree. That's why the manual says need a new bow. And every time I say a torque to some amount of degree, I feel like this might be a torque to yield bow. Alright, 110. Now I need at 60 degree. Yeah, I put the 21mm box wrench on the back. Have a nut there, and then I got just against to the ground when I torque it. Another 60 degree. Another 60 degree. Whew. Oh boy. Well, that's okay. Alright, now I need to pump up the knuckle a little bit so I can relieve. So I can take out the 21mm wrench. Alright, so install those a plastic clip back, and this 10mm plastic nut. You don't have to super tight, just a little bit snug. It's good to go. It's plastic. You don't want to break it. And now let's replace the shock on another side. I zip off the wheel. Remove it. Stick with those clips. There's another one. Now this 10mm plastic nut. Spray some penetrating oil. Alright, let's soak a little bit. I can take out. Now I can remove the 18mm. Alright, so put the jet underneath the control arm. So relieve some tension on the bottom of the shock bolt. Put a 21mm box wrench and then a 21mm socket here with my impact. It should just zip it off. Hold the shock once I loosen up the last bolt. So here's the orientation when it came out. This big V is on the left side, and then the small notch is on the right side. Alright, so let's do a quick comparison. So that's the rear right side shock. That's the new one. Yeah, they look identical. Yeah, this one can turn. I can turn it. Yep, now pointing up. Alright, let's do the install. I do a quick clean out, remove all the dust and dirt. Stop rust, whatever you want to use. Just a little bit here. And a little bit there. That should be good. Alright, now I'm push the strut back. Yeah, the big notch is on the left side, the small notch on the right side. I snug like the two 18mm bolt by hand. Now time to move on to the bottom bolt, the 21mm. Alright, grab a new bolt. Alright, let me try. Alright, almost there. Yeah, I need to play around with the jack. Up and down. To line up the bottom of the strut and the knuckle. Sometimes you need to turn a little bit. Alright, now I think I'm in there. I now need to snug this 21mm nut, and then I can torque every single bolt. Alright, so give a couple pump on the jack. So just want to apply a little bit more upward pressure to the shock. So I'm trying to simulate when the car sits on the ground. And now I can torque those 18mm bolts to 74 foot-pound. All right, 74 foot-pound. All right, now to the bottom bolt. Yeah, this bolt right here, 110 foot-pound and then 60 degree. All right, so torque it to 110 foot-pound plus 60 degree. All right, now I can raise up the control arm and then take out the 21mm and lower the control arm, remove the jack. Alright, and now we can install those pins back. Alright, so push those pins in and then snug this 10mm parting nut. Yeah, just snug it, you don't have to crank it. Alright, everything's tight. Alright, looking good. Alright, let's install the wheel. Alright, so I snuck the knock nut with the impact, and then now I can load the vehicle and then I can torque those nuts to 100 foot-pound when the wheel's on the ground. Yeah, 100 foot-pound. Another side. Alright, there you go guys. Thank you for watching. That's how I replaced the wheel shock on this 2014 Chevy Impala LT with a 3.6 liter V6. Please subscribe, leave your comment below, please. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Oh, and don't forget we remove the chalk.